Hi, everyone. I thought I would shoot a little video here to help clear up a couple concepts related to this week's class. In this week's discussion board, you were finding works of art that are examples of an artist who has created the illusion of three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface. You all did an excellent job, but I could tell that might be a couple areas where you were a little bit, excuse that barking, that's my little foster puppy that's had to be put in her crate because she was barking too much and interrupting this video. Anyway, you did a great job, but I could tell that there was a couple areas you might be confused, so I thought I would shoot this video. So the subject matter of this week's class is the idea, sorry for the barking, is the idea of illusion. Illusion, let's see if I let her out of her crate, maybe she'll stop barking. There. Illusion is trying to get us to see something that actually isn't there. So in the case of this artwork here, you see that there is a real step, and then the rest of the work is a painted surface. It's a flat surface. It's meant to get us to think that there's actually a staircase going off into the distance and that there's two boys walking up the stairs, but that's an illusion. It's not there. The artist has used different tricks to get us to think that those boys are there and to get us to think that the staircase continues, but it doesn't. It's a completely flat surface. So the question is, what is the artist doing to communicate that illusion? What is he doing to convey that? So let's take a look at this one. This is a work called Pastoral by a Polish artist named Beda Sternschanz, I think. I'm terrible at pronunciation. You can see here that she has done the same thing. She's conveyed to us that instead of looking at a flat surface, we are looking, it's like we're looking through a window onto a real scene. And she communicates that illusion by painting on a flat surface how we would see space if we were looking through a window. So when we look through a window onto a real scene, we see certain things to suggest to us it's a 3D space. So she's going to paint those things. She's going to paint those things onto her flat painting. So what does she do? Well, the first thing she does, and you guys all nailed this in your discussion forum, is that as things get further away from us, they seem to get smaller. A lot of these things aren't getting smaller. When you're looking at cars going off into the distance in traffic, the cars seem to get smaller as they're farther away. They actually aren't smaller, they're the same size. But here we can see that the trees here are bigger than the trees here, which suggests to us that the trees are further away. They're not actually smaller, they're just further away. The next thing that suggests that something is the illusion of three-dimensional space is overlapping. We see things in front of other things, things covering up other things suggest to us that they are in front of them. So this girl right here is overlapping this tree, which shows to us that she is in front of that tree. Sorry, more barking. This boy wearing black is in front of this girl because he is overlapping her. This is the one that people always struggle with. I recommend that you look out the window and you'll notice this. Objects seemingly closer to the viewer are lower down. Objects further away are higher up. So here we go again. This tree, we see this tree as in front of these trees right here because it's bigger, but it's also lower. This girl, we see her as in front of this boy because she is overlapping him, but she is also slightly bigger than him. These people are slightly bigger than those people. In real life, you know, they're probably the same size. But if you look off into the distance, you'll see that things as they get further away from you, seem to get higher up, even though they don't actually. It's probably flat ground. This river, as this river gets further away from us, or seems to get further away from us, it gets higher up. It also gets smaller, also gets more narrow. Again, it's an illusion. This artist is painting in the way that we see three-dimensional space to convey to us that we're looking through a window and not onto a real scene. Finally, color intensity. as things get further away from us, the colors seem to get more dull. So you see bright colors up here, duller colors back there. So let's look at this in another example. Here we go. So this is a landscape painting of deep space. We've got a little village up the front, in the foreground, and in the background we've got this mountain scene. And again, we have the 4 characteristics of the illusion of three-dimensional space. First of all, we've got things get smaller as they get further away from us. So the teepees up here are big. The teepees get smaller as they get further away. Overlapping. Things in front of other things overlap them. So you can see this teepee overlaps that teepee. These people overlap that teepee, conveying that they are in front of that thing. Things further away get higher up. And you can see that very well here. There are different bands of people and horses and animals and teepees and trees. And as they seem to get further away, they get higher up on the picture plane. Again, it's an illusion. It's supposed to make us think that we're looking at this through a window. So he is recreating how we would see three-dimensional space. And finally, color intensity. As things get further away, the color gets duller. This is an extreme example of color intensity. You'll see that in the background, the mountains are kind of bluish and gray. That's something in your textbook called atmospheric perspective. As we look at like things really, really, really far away from us, they start to look more blue. They start to look more hazy. That's because we're seeing water vapor in the air, which is giving it a blue tone. It's the reason the Blue Ridge Mountains are called the Blue Ridge Mountains. They look blue to us. They're not blue, they're brown and green and gray, but they're called the Blue Ridge Mountains because when you're looking at them a long way away, they look blue. All right, let's take a look at another one. So this is an abstract work of art, and yet we still see really accurately the illusion of three-dimensional space where we've got our things. So as things get further away from us, they get smaller. Like our sailboats start out big, get smaller, smaller, smaller. The people, as they seem to get further away from us, they're getting smaller. The village is really small because it's supposed to be far away from us. As things get smaller, as things seem to get further away from us, they get higher up. So these people, as they are seeming to get further away from us, they are getting higher up. The village is very high up. This row of this sand shore is getting higher up. Things overlap other things. So the sailboats overlap the other sailboats. This woman overlaps this man. And then things do sort of get hazy as it gets further away. The thing about three-dimensional space, the illusion of three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface, is that everything has to be consistent. So if you look at this one, yeah, okay, I would say this one does not actually show the illusion of three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface. Because, okay, things are getting smaller as they get further away from us. So this man and this horse is definitely really far away, and it's definitely really small, but it doesn't, the space doesn't make sense. If that horse was really that far away, we would not even be able to see him. In the same way, it's a little bit unclear exactly where this woman is. She is definitely smaller than the chickens, but I don't know. Something about this space looks unusual to me. Everything has to be consistent. Everything has to get smaller consistently, and everything has to get higher up consistently. And everything has to be in relationship with everything else. When we look at this picture, it's just a little bit too unclear where exactly stuff is. These sunflowers are gigantic. This woman is tiny. This horse seems to be way, way, way far back, but he's still a pretty good size. He's the same size as this house, but he should be not the same size as this house. This house looks as far away as the horse. Yeah, so it's just a little bit unclear where all of these things are. So I would say this is not depicting a good illusion of three-dimensional space because it's not consistent. it's kind of a warped space. Anyway, I hope this helped. This will become important for your paper assignment that is due on Sunday. And if you have more questions about this, please just ask me. I'm so happy to help you.